YouTube, what the 4 Hell Cannons crap is going on? Yes, 4 Hell Cannons. You know it's another one of those 3v3s. Holy crap, 4 Hell Cannons. That is a serious amount of Hell Cannons. So over here we've got Chaos, Greenskins, and Bretonnia facing up against, looks like Vampire supporting 2 Dwarf players. And the Dwarfs do have 2 cannons back here to try and beat back some of the Hell Cannon barrages. And then a Goblobber. Check it out here, this Morgrub's Mangy Marauders back here. Gonna get some nice shots at the Slayers. But there are Quarrelers and stuff to deal with it. Let's kind of see how this plays out. Let's take a look at the armies to see what folks are up against. Not really sure why people bring Orc Boys in a matchup where you're gonna have so many like high-tier units, because Orc Boys will fall apart to that kind of stuff. Maybe they tried to save money for other things, because we have an Orc War Boss on a Wyvern, a Doom Diver, the Arachnarok Queen. There are some nasty Skulkers forward deployed out here, which is kind of interesting. Goblin Big Boss, and it looks like a Black Orc and an Orc Shaman, and then the Rusty Errors. Chaos Army has mostly spent their money on cannons. There are 2 Aspiring Champions. I see 3 Halberds, 1 Warrior with Great Weapon, Sigvald the Not So Magnificent, and let's see, some Marauders with Great Weapons, and then the Bretonnian player Frontline Spears, 2 Pole Arms in the second line, 3 Peasant Bows, 1 Field Trebuchet. And then in terms of a flying squad, I'm seeing 2 Paladins and Luon Kur. And then there is a cavalry contingent, 1 Grail Knight and 2 Knights of the Realm. So good to see Bretonnia rockets and cavalry. These Wolf Riders didn't end up doing a whole lot up here, it looks like. Damaging the Slayers a little bit, but then driven out. Wonder who got the kills. Not the Slayers. It's probably one of these Quarrelers. Yeah, so the Quarrelers did some work on the Wolf Riders. Oh, the 4 Hell Cannons. Holy. Wow. Look at the damage to the front of this Dwarf line here, which is Longbeards, Dwarf Warriors, and Iron Drake with Trollhammer Torpedo. That could be fun. The Skulkers got driven away. Not really sure what hit them. These Quarrelers did. So the Hell Cannons right now, looks like one of them may be firing at the cannon, and then there's other artillery aimed at the Dwarf Infantry, so quite a bit of focus right now on this Dwarf player over here. This map is cool, by the way, too. This is the Devastation of Ostermark. So you can see the settlement in the background burning, which is funny because there's no Empire forces to be found whatsoever. But hey, there's a battle nonetheless. But hey, and it also doesn't change that the map looks good. Check out the Vampires, see what they're packing here. Necromancer on a corpse cart. Manfred von Karstein without any mount, which is definitely interesting. 2 Horrors, 2 Graveguard with Great Weapons. It looks like a Black Knight, 2 Black Knights, and a Blood Knight in the back. This Dwarf army over here is Longbeards up front. Ungrim Iron Fist, but then some substantial spend here on a Master Engineer, Slayers, Cannons. Those Trollhammer Torpedoes would be a juicy target for the Hell Cannons. 1 hit will pretty much, oh my gosh. Oh man, the Hell Cannons are so devastating. They don't always hit, but man, when they do. Is that like a Dos Equis saying there, you know, like a bad meme of that? Like, it has a Hell Cannon picture and it's like, I do not always hit my target, but when I do, I prefer to kill the entire thing in 1 shot. Pretty much how it's gonna roll, it looks like. And there's a Doom Diver over here too. Doom Diver's got some decent kills. These Dwarves over here just getting... How ironic is this, huh? For Dwarves to just be getting completely slaughtered by artillery barrage, which is what they should be masters of, right? So between the Hell Cannons and the Doom Diver catapult, there is some very dead Dwarf forces here. Not sure what that target was. Completely overshot. Right into the middle of the Slayers. Whew. Those Hell Cannons, though. Check out the kills. The Hell Cannons are taking a little bit of damage from return fire, but 60 kills, 22 kills, 58 kills, 34 kills on the Hell Cannons. So it is not insignificant. And then the cannons have been fired away at the Orc Boys, and actually looks like they are the Goblobbers. They've been getting some pretty nice kills back here, too. They're supported by a Master Engineer. This Dwarf player over here is just utterly decimated. There's nothing they're going to be able to do, and then the Bretonnian cavalry is coming up behind them, so it's going to shut down what's left of their artillery. There's some Slayers here, but I don't think Slayers can fight off 3 units of cavalry. Here comes the Vampire Cavalry feinting in, and then I don't know why it charged away from the Orc War Boss. That would have been great for the Blood Knights. They thought about it, and then it was too late. The War Boss is back in the air. That would have been an excellent opportunity for the Blood Knights to shine. One of the Hell Cannons got destroyed by a cannonball hit. So that's a huge win for the Dwarf. Ooh, another one goes down. So 2 of the Hell Cannons inoperable at this point. So that's a big score for the Dwarf Artillery, but not such a big score for the Dwarf Artillery is the glorious Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights slaying these dwarf scum for having killed their friends. Chaos? What? Okay, so the story doesn't make sense, but it's fun. And here comes the vampire player pushing over here. This is going to be interesting. The infantry of the factions over here really isn't that good. Their artillery is fantastic. Their infantry not so much. And the Bretonnian player's just like sitting back here, like might as well. Gonna run ham here with their cavalry all over the artillery of the enemy player, and it's going to accomplish this quite easily. I don't know where the Slayers were that were protecting this, but here they are. They're like, oh, wait a minute. We had one job in this battle. One job. And we forgot it. What is that? A Fate of Buna? Really? I haven't seen a Fate of Buna in forever. I was doing a little damage to the Grail Knights, but it ain't what it once was, which is probably a good thing, because what it once was an OP mess. Spiderlings here being used to slow down the zombies. I'm not really sure if that was 100% necessary, but why not? So the Grail Knights took some damage from that Fate of Buna. It wasn't awful. You just don't see it used a whole lot anymore because it's more expensive and less effective. I wouldn't say ineffective maybe, but less effective. The dwarves are now just sitting back and kind of firing at the Hell Cannons, and they're still getting absolutely destroyed by the remaining Hell Cannons. 119 kills, 86 kills. Bretonnia's now on the move. This dwarf player is effectively out of the game over there. It's going to be up to the vampires and this dwarf player to try and get any work done. And against the Orc boys, it shouldn't take much. Like, one good concentrated attack from the vampires should be able to wipe out the greenskins, with the exception of these black orcs, in a very big hurry. Oh, look at that! Baited all the vampire cavalry into an engagement with the war boss, and they did a beautiful Foot of Gork. Oh my goodness. That might take... I've seen some really good Foot of Gork used before. That one really might take over. That was absolutely gorgeous on the part of the Orc player. I mean, oh, the vampire probably thought, oh great, I'm going to kill the Orc war boss here. Stompy, stompy. Stompy, stompy. Oh man, that was good. Where's the shaman at? Right here? 36 cavalry kills with one good stomping from Gork. Look at that. Look at that mess on the ground. Oh man, that was beautiful. Cryptors now finally silencing the Hell Cannons, but not before they've pretty much done their damage. Some Chaos Halberds moving in on them, and that'll be a pretty good shutdown of the Cryptors, I would think, because I've seen how good those Halberds do in other types of engagement. Alright, so the Orc War Boss diving in on the vampires and the Arachnarok Queen supporting. This may put old Manfred in a bad place because there's a Goblin Big Boss coming in too. See Manfred here fighting, but there's some pretty overwhelming odds here. He's going to want to raise some units up on himself to help block hit points. There's a Wyvern and a bunch of other stuff, some supporting Chaos units, Aspiring Champions no doubt, which they can support morale. It does show pretty even on the balance bar right now. It's like another Hell Cannon was destroyed over here. But the Cryptor is getting chewed apart as expected. What's left of this dwarf player over here is just going to be completely destroyed by Leon Kerr and his Paladin followers. So that's going to be the end of that fight in a big hurry. Let's go back over to this one. Just kind of see what's going down. Chaos swooping in all over the vampires. Manfred's still very much alive in the middle of this. But for how long? His Blood Knights have been healed to a significant degree, so that's going to be helpful. That Foot of Gork, though. That Foot of Gork. This Orc Shaman right here. This guy is like the MVP. Give him an award. Give him a name, which will help him be remembered, because this guy single-handedly basically smashed out 3 cavalry units in a beautiful ruse. Beautiful ruse. I loved it. Here's all the boys that I was bad-mouthing earlier. And they're doing okay. If there's enough Aspiring Champions around, it'll certainly help them. or if there's other green-skinned leaders nearby, it'll help them. If they start losing, I mean, you can see their leadership here is not terrible at the moment. So if you can keep the right leadership around them, they'll do okay. They have decent stats for their cost. It's just their leadership, which is atrocious for the most part, and of course their armor. But I mean, most cheap infantry doesn't really have any armor. Look at this Orc War Boss landing here on the Longbeards. Another foot of Gork right into the middle of this vampire mess. Boy, that cleared that crowd out in a big hurry. That was quite a stomping. Picked up a few kills, not a lot, but it was a pretty serious stomping. It's still showing the balance bar like kind of close, but it's definitely in favor of the Bretonnia Chaos Orc team here. I love the team battles in this game. They are so much fun. Look at these Grail Knights like get lit on fire by some miners with blasting charges. And here comes the Bretonian goon squad here. And it looks like it has Ungrim in their sights. And Ungrim is brutally charged. Ungrim's going to be kind of a tough target, though. He's not going to go down super quick either. The Dwarf Master Engineer is still out here. Grail Knights over here mopping up miners and archers. Ooh, that Hell Cannon shot was almost beautiful there. Almost. Yeah, it looks like Bretonnian infantry's coming back from what it did. Ungrim is over here getting absolutely getting the crap kicked out of himself. He may be the Slayer King and he's taking oaths, but no oath is going to save him from this. Couple of Paladins on their Pegasus, and then Leon Kerr there on Beaky. That is going to be the end of Ungrim Iron Fist here in a big hurry. Pretty sure he just went down. Yep, so that's pretty much going to be it for the hope of the Dwarven Vampire Alliance here. I think it's kind of funny how both sides had to pick like one faction that was, well, there's a couple of evil factions mixed in. I like seeing the mixture, honestly, because it makes it easy. Like, I love doing the scenarios sometimes where the players pick, like, you know, teams that make sense in the lore. But I also love seeing the stuff that's just nonsense. Like, what would happen if Chaos teamed up with these guys? It's awesome. I love it. One of my favorite things about team battles in this game, I don't play a ton of them at the moment. I may one day, but I do enjoy watching them a lot, and I appreciate those who do play them and then send me the replays for casting like this, because I think they're a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of units. You get to see like play that's different than what I would normally show, because 1v1 battles are very, very different stories than in a team battle like this. And I just want you all to see some of the beautiful, beautiful graphics and scenes in this game as we finish it out. I'll tell you what, this map and all these units definitely take a toll on my frames per second, whereas it's normally like 100-ish. It's clear down to 30 on this map with all the bodies. And then the burning and smoke back here on Ostermark doesn't help a whole lot either. This map tends to get a little bit lower frames per second. But hey, it's not ground to a halt, so we're good. Look at this corpse cart. Someone's going to have to clean up that mess. Let's see what's left. Not much. A few units left, some zombies that are about to be out of here. Manfred just went down, I believe. And then these Grail Knights are trying to wrap up some Slayers, so the last couple of stunties that are unbreakable over here. See them here? Look at them running around in the middle of these units. They must be chasing something else. There's like a couple of stunties. Like, hey, you can't ignore us, we're not dead. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I'm on your team. Maybe trying to blend in, hoping to get away. Look at the arrows stuck in his back, too. That's gotta hurt. Oh, and the Orc boy takes his head off from behind while he was busy. Very appropriate that that's what the Orcs did. That was a fun battle. Appreciate that being sent in. I enjoyed that one. The artillery barrage was absolutely brutal. There were some fun scenes in there. Man, look at the kills on that spider. Good grief. I wonder if it got into like a bunch of zombies or something. CA, please fix this screen here, please. So we can see the stats on the other stuff. Why'd we break that? Why has it not been hot fixed? Any case, hope y'all enjoyed this one. I know I did. Like I said, appreciate it being sent in. Thank you to all the players for entertaining us with a fun replay. Heir of Carthage signing out for now. I will see you soon.